Well, understanding what else I could do to make good things happen for my contractors and the bricklayers that are working for them. So I saw in meetings where contractors were apprehensive of saying things that needed to be said because they would be challenged on their job sites. And I thought that would be a place for me to step in because I don't have any men, I don't have benefits, we don't make the profits and they're not going to be concerned with, but someone needs to say that. And so I became a little bit more outspoken. Many would say that Jim O'Connor speaks his mind, although it limits his conversation. And I would have to agree with them. But I always tried to find a way that I could do more to help grow our industry and grow the association. Well, first of all, I'm proud to be part of the MCAA. They represent the mason contractors, and I've always said this, that they are the association of, by, and for the contractors, meaning it was started by contractors, and for contractors. And I really believe that that's what the MCAA and that's what our small sector of the MCAA in Chicago does. I would have to say that I lean on the MCAA for all their help. Their resources are much more large than ours, and we work together to try to make it better for everyone. 22 years, started with a megaphone, I think maybe 70 people with me in a megaphone, and it was one of the coolest things, coolest memories. It's grown and grown and grown till I think 2 years ago it was 10,500 people with 2 jumbotrons, and you have to hit marks on the floor. And I think that SpecMix and all of their suppliers and all the people that have kicked in, and the fact that I've been an announcer for 22 years has been just phenomenal. And every year I wait for them to replace me with somebody, but they're doing such a great job, and it is the single greatest brick promotion every single year. The hits are unbelievable, and I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of the relationship that we have with the union. I'm proud of what MCAA has done on the legislative level and their meetings and things that we've been able to accomplish or stop from happening, which is just as important. It's not always about passing legislation, it's about stopping legislation that could really hurt us. And to be a part of that, to see everybody come together and go into these meetings with legislators, with their folders, with their knowledge, with their confidence that we're talking about the same issues, has been really enlightening. And I'm very proud of that. And I hope the CMU checkoff passes. That could be the single greatest thing to happen to this industry. And we've all worked very hard to get it to this level. And let's get it over the goal line. You are going to be the luckiest kid in the world to work for some of the greatest guys. Let me give you something I'll never be able to take back. I lost my father to Alzheimer's, and he was a brick salesman. And when he got Alzheimer's, for some reason my board called me off to a meeting, the 4 officers, and I thought I might be in trouble. And I went to sit down with them, and they said, hey, we know what you're going through, but if you ever want to take a day and go play golf with your dad, do it. We know you. You'll make it up on a Saturday or you'll make it up on a Sunday. Do it. I can never get that time back. I played a ton of golf with my dad because they gave me that ability. And that alone is the greatest thing that I can ever remember about the mason contractors that I work for. And that's how they all are today. Same different board, same attitude. I always, in our area, I say we have 3 enemies. We have non-union contractors, we have competing products, and we have union contractors that don't play by the rules. Okay, so non-union contractors are exactly who they are. They go out there and do what they do, and they're getting better every year, and so they're a huge challenge. Competing products is a different story. There's a lot of people telling stories that they cannot match what we do, and we need to be able to defend that. And that's where the CMU checkoff and the money that could come in from there would be super helpful. And then there are union contractors that don't play by the rules. And those are the ones that really hurt us because they are wearing our uniform and stabbing us in the back. So my challenge is showing the union that this is happening and trying to get something done and getting it to stop. So the good union contractors suffer, and we really don't have a whole lot against non-union. It is what it is, and it's across the country, and tons of MCAA members are non-union. That's fantastic, but where we are, if you're gonna sign that contract, or live by it, or get out. Oh, wow. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I have a legacy. I think we have a legacy. I think together, what the contractors allowed me to do and gave me the opportunity to do and helped me do, we grew this thing like nobody's business. I mean, when I started, we had 32 members. I would say we have 130 now. And the way that we have positioned ourselves by getting money through the collective bargaining agreement and sponsors has put us in a position where we can do things that we've never been able to do. So the legacy, I guess, would be bringing people together. So when you have mason contractors, like on a national level, you get a lot done here because they don't compete against each other. But my challenge and legacy is getting people to understand we can accomplish so much more together than apart. So when you come into our board meeting, take off your hat and put on our hat, and let's work together to get more hours. Because if the pizza's bigger, your slice of that pizza's bigger. And that's on the supplier side, and that's on the contractor side. And I've been selling that for 30 years, and I haven't had too many arguments. You know, I think our biggest failure reaching out to the young people is to not tell them what they can be and show the brass ring that they can grab, because there's going to be 100 kids that try to get into bricklaying and they want to own their own company and all that kind of stuff. Maybe 5 will do it, but they have to know that it's there. Because if you don't tell them that it's there, to lay brick for 30 years, one on top of two, doesn't sound all that exciting. Plus, I would also say that it's a great stepping stone, whether you become a bricklayer and stay a bricklayer, which is a fantastic trade, and you can get a pension and you can set yourself up for life, or you become a safety engineer, or you become a brick salesman, or a block salesman, or a mortar salesman. But you have the knowledge because you worked on that wall, and you understand what it means, and you have the respect of other people that are buying it because they did it. So I think we're missing the boat by saying, you can lay brick for 30 years, but it's tough as can be. Of course it's tough, everything's tough, but you can also splinter out and be a safety engineer, an estimator. So we have to say that it's a stepping stone. You can continue along that rail, but you can also do other things. And if they don't know that, and you're beating it in them how hard this job is, people are walking away before they even get in. So I think that's one of our biggest mistakes, is to say that, you know, not let them know that there's opportunity out there abound on all sides, sales, everything we just talked about, you know. I never in my wildest dream, I wrote to get Dick Lawbren, who I think is one of the finest mason contractors, and he had to be in, and all the things that he did, and he did it on his own time. It is a huge honor, and I almost can't even tell you whether I should take it or not, because it was supposed to be for people that donated their time and did so much for the industry. I got paid all along the way. I've never missed a paycheck, and these guys have taken wonderful care of me. And it's I almost feel undeserving, because it was my job to do what I've done. And I'm very proud of it, but what it means to me is phenomenal. And I might have told you guys earlier that when I found out, I called my mom, who knew my dad very well, and we both actually teared up pretty good. So it is a huge honor. I thank my contractors. I thank the MCAA and any of you guys that voted for me. I'll send you a check. It's been amazing. my wife, Mary Jo, certainly deserves half of this. And because, as everybody knows that's in this business, if you have a golf on, you're probably getting home at 2 o'clock in the morning. And you got to get yourself to work the next day. And we have kids doing a bunch of things, and I never had to worry because she always had it covered. And never squawked at me for coming home late or doing things, because she knew where I was and what I was doing. And there's some crazy hours at what we do, and it certainly is a lot of fun. I'm not complaining, but yeah, she was so solid that I knew I could do whatever I needed to do, and she had my back. So certainly my wife, and my oldest daughter is in China. We miss her. I wish she was here, and my youngest daughter is going to be here tomorrow night, and I was honored that she wanted to come. So Sarah O'Connor, thank you, honey. I'm so proud of you, and so happy that you're here. I'm very surprised at the future thinking of my mom and dad to name me Jim O'Connor Jr., so that if my dad did pass away, that his name would be on this award where it should be.